Petronas saw first quarter net profit more than doubled on higher revenue thanks to higher crude oil prices and improved margins from upstream and downstream businesses. Earnings surged to 10.3 billion ringgit compared with 4.6 billion last year. Revenue grew by 25% year-on-year to 61.6 billion ringgit from about 49 billion. Its president and group CEO Wan Zulkifli Wan Arifin says the strong performance was largely driven by its transformation initiatives which continue to gain traction, and that it ultimately resulted in improved plant utilization rates, production and the overall creation of substantial value. However, the group is choosing to keep a conservative outlook for the rest of the year as supply and demand imbalances have yet to return to a sustained equilibrium. Wan Zulkifli says focus will be on group-wide efforts to optimize costs, further improve efficiency and operational excellence through strategic collaborations within the industry. Violence has cost Malaysia some 36.6 billion USD or 156.6 billion ringgit last year, says a Sydney-based think tank. According to the Global Peace Index 2017 by the Institute for Economics and Peace, this economic impact constitutes 4.4% of the country's total GDP. Averaged out, it means that the violence cost Malaysians some 1,154 USD or almost 5,000 ringgit. Economic impact of violence is defined as costs attributed to a specific form of violence, both directly and indirectly. Examples of direct costs include medical costs for victims of violent crime, capital destruction from violence, and costs associated with security and judicial systems. Indirect costs include lost wages or productivity from crime due to physical and emotional trauma. There is also a measure of the impact of fear on the economy, as people who fear that they may become a victim of violent crime alter their behavior. However, Malaysia is still the 29th most peaceful country in the world and the 5th most peaceful in the Asia-Pacific region. China Construction Bank, or CCB, has become the first foreign commercial bank to be granted a banking license in Malaysia in 6 years. The lender opened its first branch here today, its hub for ASEAN, as part of efforts to accelerate its global transformation. Chairman Wang Hongjiang says CCB will leverage its financial strength in infrastructure construction cost consultation, housing mortgage, as well as renminbi business. Speaking at the grand opening, PM Najib Razak said the bank's establishment is timely and added that Malaysia was one of the first to support China's One Belt, One Road initiative, with developments including the Malaysia-China Kuantan Industrial Park, Kuantan Port, Malacca Gateway and the East Coast Rail Link. CCB is the third China-based bank in our market, following Bank of China and ICBC. Prior to today's launch, it already financed some 20 ventures in Malaysia. Lotte Chemical Titan Holding will raise 1.55 trillion won or 1.38 billion USD from new shares being issued from an IPO. Its South Korean parent company, Lotte Chemical Corp, said in a statement that funds raised in the IPO are expected to come from 740.5 million new shares. It set a ceiling price of 8 ringgit a share. The listing could be one of the biggest IPOs in years in Malaysia, as the country has not seen any listing of 1 billion USD and above. The last IPO of such scale is Astro Malaysia Holdings, which raised 1.5 billion USD back in 2012. The announcement confirmed reports that surfaced recently. The IPO was originally planned for last year, but was shelved following revelations of South Korea's investigations into alleged fraud at Lotte Group. No Malaysians were hurt in the attack on Resorts World Manila last night, which left 36 people dead. A lone gunman, whose nationality is not yet known, burst into the casino, firing shots and setting gaming tables on fire. The victims, who did not appear to have been shot, are thought to have died of suffocation. In a statement, Resorts World Manila said the gunman had taken his own life by setting himself on fire, followed by a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Philippine authorities believe that this was a botched robbery attempt and have ruled out terrorism as the motive for the attack. The casino resort is located near the Manila International Airport. It is owned and operated by Travellers International Hotel Group, a JV between Alliance Global Group and Genting Hong Kong.